Oh yeah, true.
Share with friends.
people.
Yeah,
Share
sure.
with
Yeah,
friends.
sure.
Easier than like starting from seeds.
That's right. Yes, and when you propagate, usually mean a clone of the mother plant. Like it's not from seed where the seed, the offspring could be different, but this is basically cloning. Okay, and I've been saying if you are enterprising plant parent, you will want to, have more plants that you can sell, and maybe then you can buy more plants. We never win, so there's different kinds of ways of propagation. Have you tried any plant propagation? What did you do?
I put them in water.
Okay,
like
so
basil,
water, yeah.
Basil, I just cut and put them in water.
Okay,
and
good,
and
good.
they root.
How soon?
Kind of quite fast.
Yeah.
Depending on the heat.
2 weeks and you get roots?
Sometimes in 1 week.
Wow, good
One
job.
week.
Yeah, sometimes. It depends on the heat,
type.
right?
Okay,
and
okay.
the timing.
The type of the plant.
Yeah, and the type
Okay,
of plant. But
okay.
basil, I find it's
Yeah,
quite
basil is
fast.
very
Yeah, yeah.
fast.
Rosemary is forever. It hasn't done.
Yeah,
Haven't
good,
been successful with rosemary.
Now, when you point out basil and rosemary, they actually have a significant difference.
Yeah.
Do you know what's the difference? Basil is what they call herbaceous. So it means like a herb, and the tissue are soft. So that's why it's more easily rooted. But the rosemary, if you look at it, it's more like a stick. So they are more woody, and that's difficult. So we will point out more later on different ways. And Peggy, did you propagate some before?
Yeah. Water.
Water.
More successful.
What did you propagate? What plant?
The jade plant.
Oh, jade plant. That's
And
nice.
the other one, what was it? One herb, what is it?
Mm.
Oregano.
Oregano, excellent.
Very
excellent,
successful.
excellent. Anyone else?
No.
I do rose.
I
Rose
killed
cutting.
You did
Easiest.
roses? In water as well, or in soil?
Well, no. I usually dip it with the root growing solution.
Root
Right?
hormone. Rooting hormone.
Right? Yeah.
Okay, good.
And
That's
that's
a
fun.
good.
It's so easy to plant.
Okay,
It's
okay.
alright.
So roses is very easy to do that. Just do that.
Okay, good. We'll ask you for more information on that later. Anyone try air or ground laying? Do you know what I mean? You did?
Hydrangea, I just snip. I stuck it into the soil. And it's
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
But
wow.
that's more like rooting. Laying is a little different.
laying. What do you mean
Like
by
succulents?
Pardon me?
Succulents?
and
Succulents, not quite. Succulent, you take a leaf, but that's not air laying or ground laying.
Maybe sweet potato you can do.
Uh,
You leave a sweet
yes.
potato.
What I mean by
Then it
that?
grows a root. Is that the way?
No, what I mean, sorry, I want to significantly tell you what it means by air laying.
Okay.
It's actually a lot easier than cutting it and put it in the ground. You actually
bend
bend
it?
the rosemary
yeah.
down
Yeah.
to the ground. Like you bend down the branch, cover it a
see.
bit on the soil. Maybe you can cut the skin of the plant,
Okay.
and then they will root a lot easier, and it's safe. The plant is still connected, and it will not die.
They do it for raspberries.
Exactly.
And they do it for figs too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
anything.
Correct.
Mostly plants that you can
Is that
pull
right?
down.
Good idea. Oh.
Or when you say air, it's like a fig tree so high up.
Yeah.
You cannot bend it down. You put the soil and bag the soil around the wound that you would cut around the branch and
Yeah,
put
we've seen that.
bags of
Okay,
it.
okay.
Billy,
Yeah.
you want to share what you did? What you did?
Oh, it's not me. Someone did it.
Okay, so if I can
You did
explain,
that.
like they have a huge loquat tree, like which are my favorite.
Loquat.
Loquat tree.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wonderful tree.
Yeah, I don't
Wonderful
have
plant.
it here. Now they have a loquat tree and it's too big, and they were going to chop it down. But before they do, they air lay. They put soil around the branch,
Okay.
wrap it up in plastic, and then it
Yeah,
roots
we call it
comes out.
grafting. Okay.
And,
we do
and they
that
were
too.
generous to give me one of those air lay
Yeah,
plants.
we do this in Malaysia a lot.
Yeah.
Right? We do that. Go on,
Yeah.
So,
So-
what do? You chop it after that?
chop it off after.
When it starts to
When the fruit comes out.
It takes how long?
It's like grafting. We call it
Not
grafting.
grafting.
Not quite grafting, it's air laying. Air laying. Yeah, air laying. Grafting is different. Excellent. You guys are very interesting.
Few months.
Yes.
Okay, so grafting is not so much a propagation, not so much because you don't have a new plant. But grafting is when you
put
put
in another.
different plants together. Like say you only have one
Yeah.
apple tree with Macintosh apple,
Correct.
but you say I like delicious apple. So the way to increase your yield is to graft another delicious
Yeah.
apple branch onto your Macintosh branch. And if you like, we can show you how to do it. We are doing it on the farm, but maybe next lesson, not this lesson. Okay, and then the last one is tissue culture, which is more scientific. You do in a lab. You
Yeah.
basically take a growing tip of any plant and grow them in the laboratory. Different kind of games. I tried, but I wasn't successful. Yes, sir.
Franklin plant.
Sort of, yeah. Okay, so again, this is what you do for the propagation, like which part of the plant you take. Like as Cassie said, like okay, succulents. You know what succulents are? Yeah, almost like a cactus. They are easy to just take a piece of leaf and then they will grow, which I have here. Okay, something like that. Right, this is a succulent. So you just take it and then it will grow. Hello,
These are my friends.
your friend. Okay, okay, we need more chair.
Don and Chris.
Don and
Don, Chris.
Chris. Okay, okay, okay.
Sit here. Someone can sit here.
It's okay.
Oh, and then you win.
Yes, see.
Chris sit there.
It's okay. Direct.
Direct.
Sorry, I just continue with our introduction. Okay.
Okay, you can see.
So
Yeah, so you can
I'm
see.
good.
All right.
Oh, Michael's also good.
Michael, yeah, he can
Michael,
remember.
You can see it.
He knows. You know what kind of gardener he is.
No, he is a good boy. He doesn't want to sit with a lady. Like he's a good boy.
There's a man on his right.
Yeah, okay, so stem cutting, stem propagation is like this. Okay, so maybe this is a good example. Okay. This is actually not rose. Looks like a rose, but no thorn, right? This is actually kiwi.
Oh,
Kiwi.
wow. How long it
Yes.
takes to have the fruit?
Good, excellent question. Very good student. Okay, now if you grow a kiwi from say seed, okay, it takes about maybe 10 years.
Wow.
But if you take a cutting from a mature tree, like this tree, this vine, already fruiting lots of kiwi, is one of my friends in New West. If you take a cutting from that tree with lots of fruits, this branch is actually 10 years old.
Wow.
Okay, that is the magic. Now you don't grow from seed.
Right.
This one is 10 years old tree.
Wow.
So next year it will fruit.
Oh,
Okay.
that what you're doing to that big tree, right?
Yes.
The loquat is the same then.
Same. I grow loquat from seed and they are like this.
Oh my gosh.
But never in my lifetime will have loquat.
Oh,
So I took their loquat and they will lay on a branch. I actually cut some branches.
Oh,
It will fruit
nice.
next year.
Oh, can I have
So
some?
yeah, so you know some of you will go to your neighbor's yard and
No, you have to ask. You have to ask.
no anything over the fence is fair game.
Good one. You pass my
That's what
fence, is
my
mine.
old neighbor did.
Yeah,
She
you just
saw somebody's grapevine,
yeah.
they moved out.
Yeah,
Since
yeah.
there's nobody, she went
Yeah.
to cut the vine.
Yeah.
She planted
exactly,
it.
exactly.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Shortcut.
this is the beauty of taking a cutting. Like you
Okay.
want to take it. So when you clip somebody else cutting, make sure you have 4 nodes on that piece.
Well,
Okay,
Oh, no,
like I'm not gonna pull it out,
No.
but you know what this is? A node is
Yeah, yeah.
the growing tip
Right.
of the leaf.
okay.
On the leaf, like the leaf fell out,
Oh.
and the new branch will come out from there.
Right.
So make sure you have 4. So 1, 2, 3, and then the 2 others you bury in the ground
Oh,
because that will grow roots.
I see.
It's also from the nodes where they come out. So
Like the rose, minimum
Makes
4
sense.
hours.
So 2 and 4 per plant.
yeah, something like that. Longer, shorter doesn't matter, but make sure you have at least 2.
But you can stick so many also
Yes.
close.
Yes, because
Yeah, because
They're not going.
I
later on.
like this one is dead already. Like look at how dark it is, right?
yeah.
So the success rate may be 80%, 90%, sometimes maybe even 50%, depending on the time. That you have to know the time.
Right, right, right.
Like this is actually not a good time. Like this is the end of season. It's not a good time to do propagation, especially on soil, because. Like okay, let's say this is going well, but if you take it out, the roots actually hasn't come out yet.
Oh.
Like you have to
Yeah.
know, like you don't expect. Oh, I'm success. No, not yet. At least a cutting like this will take 3 months to
I
be
see.
sure that they have roots and do well. So if something comes out, I don't want it, like because it will take up too much water.
Oh.
It will take the energy from root
Yeah.
establishment.
Yeah.
Also, you can trim it.
Yeah, I don't need to grow. Like go into too big, there's no root to support it, and then the whole thing will die.
I see.
Okay. Yes.
Do you remove all the leaves?
Yes. I remove all the leaves
Would
on
it
this
be
plant.
The general practice for all?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Because this is the time is too hard to dry. Yes,
So
sir.
the 4 nodes will be one with the leaf. So like those, the stem without the leaf, that dead one doesn't count.
Okay, when you take the cutting,
Yeah.
like this vine is actually much longer. I chop it into maybe 3 sections.
Oh.
Like each of the section can be put in the soil. Right, so you get multiple chances to survive. And I took out all the leaves anyway. If you don't take it out, they will die anyway because it cannot support. There's no soil.
But how about
No
those
roots.
without leaves? Don't really consider. Because
If-
sometimes
if-
you
if-
already
Yeah, that probably not healthy.
healthy.
Not healthy. Like that's also another question. Good question is like when you take, let's see. I'll get to that later, but
Okay.
you have to find like the example of the rosemary. If it's too woody, it doesn't work. It's hard to have the roots to come out. And also another thing is like you have to get strong branches because if you think of it, where is the energy coming from when they try to grow roots and leaves? Where's the energy coming from? From the stem. They have storage inside. Like some tissue will be digested or used for generating more food for the growth. Okay.
I thought they need the leaf for the photosynthesis, no?
At this moment, it's a choice because a compromise. I mean, you don't have the roots to support the photosynthesis that much. Like the branch is green, so it has some photosynthesis, and they use the soil energy inside the branch.
Do they like remove all the leaves and leave just one
You
or
can leave
two?
a little bit, yes. Sometimes people would say they have a full size leaf, they will cut the leaf in half,
Oh,
just to keep it alive.
Just like
Yeah, something like that. You have.
I was just gonna know, when is a good time?
Aha, good question. Okay, the reason why it's not a good time now is because it's going into the fall. These branches will not survive the winter. And this is a deciduous plant. In the winter, all the leaves will be gone, and they will go into dormancy. This one is too soft to survive the winter. So the best time is actually just before spring. Like when the tree, like this vine, will be bare, just before they become sprouting, you cut them and then put it in the ground. The energy is there, the plant knows now it's time to grow, so it will be easier to grow roots and leaves at the same time. So that you have more success.
Are these all gonna die then? Or is it maybe
I-
for fall?
I hope not, but I would like protect it, right? I put it in,
Indoor?
or put it in the garage or something. Like the leaves are gonna die anyway, but hopefully for this time they will have enough. Maybe a little bit of roots comes out,
Oh.
it will survive. Like even though it doesn't have roots, it will still stay alive because it's dormant. And then when the spring comes, hopefully they will sprout.
Okay.
Okay, it's a chance. Yes, sir.
Question. To keep this going,
Yes.
how wet must you keep the soil?
Very good question. You guys are so smart. The soil is important. Like most people, like you go online or whatever, they will say, "Oh, use perlite and maybe sphagnum moss, peat moss." It's a very loose soil, well draining, and also those are inert material. So they don't have bacteria, they don't have fungus, they don't have worms. Like they might eat on your plants, like there's worm, right, or snails. So they use this inert material to insert soil. So which is also a good idea. Like you can try. Like maybe you have a pot in inert material, a pot in regular soil, whatever. Like just try to see. Like I'm a poor person. I just recycle my potting soil. There's plants and weeds, but you know it works. Like in the real world, this is what it is. In the forest, there's so many
Right.
bacteria, fungus, animals. Like they survive, no problem. Right? It's nature. Okay.
So my question is that,
Yes.
do you have to keep the soil wet all the time?
Yes. Yeah, wet but well draining, not soggy. Yes.
What's a good way of checking if they rooted already but not distributing it?
That's also a good question. I'm a person of recycling this disposable container. You can use a
Like a clear
plastic,
one,
yeah.
so you
yeah, so you can see, and then when you don't want to check, you put it back in a cover, right? So you let the roots will not grow when there's light. So you have to cover your container so that the roots will grow, but you can take it out and check, right? If you have a clear container. Yeah.
One more question.
Yeah.
When you prepare the soil,
Yes.
right, is it okay if you put fertilizers when you
Not
prepare
right
the soil?
now. Not right now.
Not when
Like
it's
you don't
rooted.
need fertilizer.
dry.
Yeah, just let it do its course. Like
Yeah.
yeah, as an example, I was talking like they put inert material. Those have no fertilizer.
Oh, so you don't need fertilizer.
You don't need
when
because the
you-
plant, the branch have enough nutrients
Oh, okay.
for
Only
for the time being.
after it's
After the
grow-
roots and
okay.
leaves come out, you give them a
you.
mild fertilizer.
Okay.
Yeah, that's people do. You can try it. Who knows, right?
I know I tried. That's why some of them died.
Yeah. Okay. Now,
Too much fertilizer. Too rich.
yes. Any questions? Yeah. So the next one is root division. I'm sure you're familiar. Like somebody was talking about yam.
Yeah.
Like you can do that. It's a tuber, potato. Sometimes your what you call tulips. Things like that. They have roots, right? So, I have a different way of propagation. Cactus. Now this, like, if you don't look at these guys, this is just a regular cactus you bought from the store. But look what I have coming out.
Wow.
I purposely, I don't know how I did, but I purposely find some that has not, like when you buy in the store, they actually cut the growing tip from this stem. But this one, I saw they still have some that they haven't cut, and I put it in the sun, and these things came out. You know what they are?
Interesting.
These are dragon fruits.
Oh.
Yeah.
These are actual dragon fruit that will
Yeah,
give
right.
you the red skin, white,
Wow.
fresh dragon fruits.
I didn't
But
know.
then it grows from the cactus.
Not from the cactus. Well, they are both sort of cactus, but this circular bulb cactus is planted on top. It's a graft.
Oh,
This what you call the
The main.
basically.
the what you call that something like a base
Base
stem.
Base stem.
Is
They always
dragon
use this
basic.
base stem, and they are always dragon
Right.
fruit.
Oh, they got
Oh,
it
I
grafted.
see.
Yeah, so don't grow dragon fruit from seed. Just buy a cactus like that. If you are more cruel than me, you can actually cut that, and that will for sure grow out that.
Oh.
You mean the dragon grew from this plant?
Yeah, this is
I
dragon
didn't
fruit.
know. Fantastic.
This is dragon fruit.
Oh, I
It's
like to see
much
that.
more mature than what you grow from seed. This is like because this one
How
is
long will I see the fruit? Next year?
probably because this
Look,
one
I come next
again
year.
is from a mature dragon fruit. So this how many years it has? this will be how many years?
It's from the mature dragon fruit. I thought
Yes,
it's an
yes, yes,
ordinary
yes.
Why would they put that? Just for decoration? The thing at the
Well,
top?
yeah, for decoration because you need a base for that ball to grow. You put it on the soil, it's not like nice, right? You have the stem, it's much nicer.
Yeah, but all is ornamented now.
But it looks like it was a cactus flower, always
Yeah, me too.
like them sprouting out.
I know,
Nice.
I know,
I find it amazing.
I know.
So
Yeah.
it's a kind of grafting.
It is grafting, it is grafting, yeah.
Oh, no, okay. Good.
Yeah, they call it the root
Oh, I
stock.
learned a
Not
lot.
successful.
This is what they call root stock. Whatever on the bottom, you put something on top, that's called root stock. And the top is called a scion. Yeah,
Scion.
scion, yeah, you'll know that later on. No,
Now I
not
know why
important.
my dragon fruit never sprout.
From seed?
Because they
Yeah.
cut off.
Yeah.
already.
You could grow it, but it takes a long time.
Yeah, because I was just
Here.
following this gardener who was doing. He says it's very easy to grow, but
It is
then
easy.
he's down in the sunny side.
Yeah.
Here.
You need a greenhouse. I have a more mature plant in my greenhouse, a dragon fruit.
But I didn't realize that base was
I know
a different
the
one.
root stock. That's
It's
called
like
root
the root
stock.
stock.
Yeah,
My dad
nobody
has a
tell
big-
you, but
Yeah.
Ah, what's the name of it? Well, how do they sell it?
they just sell it as
A cactus?
a cactus. Yeah, like a you know, like that. Like
Wow.
Walmart, like maybe $5. You know,
Wow.
so amazing. Like you now have a dragon fruit growing.
Do you need like you need a heated greenhouse or like
Yeah. They love a tropical climate. You know,
Ah,
at
that's
least
right,
30
yeah.
degrees
It
Celsius.
hasn't
Yeah,
grown
canned
yet,
fruits
the
are
plant. Even
Yeah, just put it in your
the
kitchen.
leaves
You know,
Uh-huh.
make sure it's hot. You know, and the sunny window.
Yeah, they say you need to bind it.
Find it. Yeah.
Then I got
Next
him
step.
to make the support.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
nothing came out.
Ah.
No, I have friends who are more crazy. They actually make dragon fruit
Trellis.
tower,
Yeah.
and they have them growing, and they put it inside in the winter with you know grow lights and stuff. You know, so they are doing well. Okay. So any more questions so far? Okay.
This
So
one doesn't need so much water, right?
that's right. It's a cactus. Yeah. But I'm not doing it properly. I should give it a bigger pot with more sandy soil. Yeah. So this is just recap of different kinds of ways of propagation. Now, the big difference is asexual and sexual, right? What we are talking here is asexual. We don't need the flower, no seed, right? So you have bulbs, you have cones cutting, blah blah blah, you know, like that. Okay. Now, do you have any example of a rhizome that you can propagate? Yes.
Ginger.
Excellent. Good idea, ginger.
Mhm.
Any other example you think?
I'm trying to do the local galaga, the blue ginger,
Okay.
but
Okay.
have not been
Okay.
successful.
Can you do it?
Not
Not
successful.
Oh,
Not
I
successful
would
because
think.
most of the ones but my ginger is growing.
Yeah.
What was
But the blue ginger, I'm
The
interested.
blue ginger wasn't successful yet,
Yeah.
so I'm
yeah.
still trying. I'm
Okay.
trying curry.
The- I just want to understand a bit more. Did you buy the ginger and try to grow it?
No, I didn't buy the plant.
Oh.
I just bought ginger. I went to look for
From the
those with
market.
those nodules
Yeah.
and then just put it into the soil.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
bought the organic ones.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Organic is good because a lot of the regular ginger who is not organic, they actually spray it so that it doesn't germinate.
I see.
Wow.
Okay, so don't use that. Secondly, some people are now saying before you try to plant the ginger, putting it in the fridge, maybe helping it to sort of have a dormancy, and then soak it in water for a week or a couple of days before you put it in the soil. That will actually increase your chance of germinating, like having
Oh.
sprouting.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't know if this is a springtime.
Make
Like
it
you,
dormant
yeah,
first.
you think about in the Malaysia, whatever, like they have to think about, oh, now is the time, spring is here, I need to germinate or sprout. So put them in the fridge for maybe a week just to, you know, not the freezer, just the fridge, you know, let it trick him, yeah.
Oh, good news.
Good point, yeah, okay.
So you can do that with garlic as well, right? Put in the fridge.
Garlic, sure,
But
garlic.
you can
just
cut
put
it, part of it. You do not need the whole thing, and then put in the
You
fridge.
pick out a ball,
A ball.
like
Just a ball.
divide it to
Yeah.
one ball, and then put it in soil.
Close.
Usually garlic, if you plant it outside, you put it in the fall. They over the winter, like in Vancouver climate, they will germinate and root, but they will not grow out.
Oh,
But
they do.
they do. You have to put it in the fall to have a good harvest.
Yeah.
Then when the spring comes, it will sprout. It's just like putting it in the fridge, similar to that idea. And then for garlic, if you take a whole clove of garlic, only plant the biggest bulb. Big bulb means bigger harvest. The middle ones, the small one, no need, just eat them.
Oh, no
They
wonder
don't-
we
they don't
planted, we
yield.
have small and big.
Yeah, no, they don't
They
yield
don't eat all
well.
the big one, that's
Oh,
why.
Yeah.
they eat the big ones.
Oh,
My garlic is the size.
Now it makes
Big
sense.
one sayang to plant.
But this year the garlic is
And all the big
late.
one is it?
Yeah, it's
Even
dry,
now,
very dry.
I'm still harvesting. I
Yeah.
still have some in the
Yeah,
cellar.
yeah.
Even though I planted them in September.
Okay, so
It's kind of small.
I love biology, but for this thing to me is still too much. Like I don't remember all the things. So this is what we talk about. The know, you know about that, right? The only thing you want to know right now is three things. Where is it? Okay, these two words, xylem and phloem. These two words, xylem and phloem. It basically, these are the equivalents of a human of the artery and vein. That's the equivalent. Xylem, how do you, xylem, okay, the way I remember P is more closer to comes before the X. So P is for the above ground, X is for down. So what phloem does is it will bring the nutrients from the leaves coming down to the roots. And xylem will bring the water from the ground to the leaves. These are important to know because like especially when you're doing propagation, you have to make sure you have these things working. Say if you cut the branch and leave it out to dry too much, I know sometimes you want to have callus the cutting area, but it's too dry, the water already gone. Like it's like human, you cut off the arm, it bleeds out too much and it doesn't work, the plant will die. Like because once you put it in the water again, it will not suck up the water. So the remedy is like you put it in a bag, keep it close, and sometimes you put it in the fridge just to keep it for a couple of days. I mentioned to Lloyd that I actually have a cutting of a donut peach. Do you know donut peach?
Yeah.
Those flat peach.
Yeah, flat one.
That you buy from China.
Very delicious.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought they purposely put a
Flatten it.
plate flatten it that way. It's what
Yeah,
the Japanese
there's a
do.
farm.
They make square.
Yeah, I
You
know.
The square.
Yeah, I know,
fruit.
but
They
not-
actually
not
put it
donut,
into
yeah.
a square container,
Yeah.
and the fruit comes square.
Yeah.
Not.
I thought you say, Tim Horton make those donuts. So I actually got a couple cuttings from my friends in Osoyo's. But it take me a couple of hours, or actually couple of days, 2 days to come
Correct.
back. Like I'm not coming back straight away. Right? So I put it in my bag and put it in my cooler, and I come back in Vancouver. I grafted it. I'll show you the result later next time. But you have to make sure that it's protected, not dried up. But in case it was dried up, like you first of all, you have to remember which side is the top side when you have the cutting, right? You have to remember. Like you can look at the anatomy of the plant. Like you see, the leaf is here, and then the growing tip is on top of the leaf petiole. Like this is called petiole, right? On top of the petiole, that's your growing tip. So that's the top. Right, so when you cut it, you mix it up. You don't remember which side is top. Okay, so when you cut it, say in a couple of hours, you go home, like you snip, and then you come home. That the end is almost dried up.
Yes.
You cut it again. Okay, and you cut right below the node. Okay, so when you cut from people's tree, you maybe cut it in the middle of the stem. But when you get home, you cut close to the petiole and then discard that side and right away put it in water. So that continuation will keep going. Okay.
Good information.
And then so that's the flow of blood vessels, okay? And then the next thing you want to remember is, where is it? No, it's not here. Okay, that's all right. Another cross section. So again, forearm and xylem, those are the blood vessels in the plant. And then the next word that you want to remember is cambium. Cambium is sort of the growing layer of the tree trunk. So when we do grafting, you put the two branches together, you make sure the cambium is connected and they can grow together.
Okay.
That's a little bit complicated. Next time maybe I have time I'll show you my grafting and then you'll see like if they are connected they will actually fuse together. Like they sort of, because it's protective layer and that's the growing tip, they will actually come fold together and cover up the wound. Okay? Any questions so far? Don't worry about the other ones. It's not that it's not that they are not important. It's just you have to know. Okay. Okay, let's go back one more.
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
You tell yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, we talk about rooting hormone. Okay, rooting hormone. Okay. These guys. Oh,
Oh yeah, I use that.
this one?
Yes.
Yeah. This one is more the professional one.
Oh, I
Very
use that.
expensive.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It actually go by percentage.
How much?
So,
50 bucks?
This one about $50, but you can not use it for a long time.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
There's
so-
expiry date?
Pardon me?
It's expiry date or what?
Not really. If you keep them dry, it should be last you a long time. So if you look at it, it's actually by percentage, and these are synthetic rooting hormone. So where does that idea come from? I don't want to. What time is it?
It's 2:40.
Okay, yeah. So I don't want to go into too much detail, but these hormone, this one in particular is called okay, it's called auxin. Auxin, yeah. They are actually you find these hormone in the growing tip of the plant. So the growing tip or the root tip, you'll find these auxin, and they obviously make it synthetic. I just want to maybe entice you with a little bit of information. It's like, have you ever wondered if you put the plant on close to the windowsill,
Right.
it will bend that way.
Yeah.
Like,
Towards the light.
but the plant doesn't have eyes. How does it know? What is sense? That's the work of auxin.
Oxygen.
It gets activated by the
Yeah.
By the light.
By the light.
Yeah, it's like, again, I want to say this is not evolution, it's creation.
It's nature.
God is so amazing. Auxin, when they are on the tip of the growing, like bean sprout, whatever, the one with the light, the one that doesn't have light, they will have auxin, and auxin actually will be moving over to the one side that doesn't have the light,
Oh,
and they will
interesting.
increase the water absorption. The cell on that side will actually expand more than this side.
Yeah.
So they, in fact, because this is longer, it goes this way.
That's so cool.
That's not the
Coolest part.
coolest part. Excellent. The same chemical, same hormone, when it goes in the roots, it runs the opposite direction. Say if the roots is exposed like this, the light hits it, you think the roots will go up? No, the
go
roots
down.
will actually go down. In the roots, the same hormone acts differently. It will expand the cells on the top side because they see the sun. It will expand and then the roots will go down. Very interesting. Like
I didn't have success with it. This one.
This
I-
rooting
I
hormone?
tried- yeah.
because it's synthetic.
Because, I tried using aloe.
Yeah, aloe, yeah.
Is that
Okay.
what happens during winter times? Because if there's not much light, so the auxin wouldn't activate
Well-
the plant's growth.
Well,
as
in the
much?
winter, they don't grow that much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
there's other issue with
Okay.
temperature and things.
That's right.
Like the oxen is actually also anti-gravity.
That's right, because he goes up.
Yeah, the roots will not go up, the roots will go down. Like they sense its gravity. Like if I can just give you an example of how they figure out the way oxen work. Okay, let's say if you put the bean sprout here, and we know the growing tip have the oxen, so they chop off the top. What do you think the plant will grow? It will grow straight, even though the lies only one side. Because we chop off the top, it will only go straight. It won't grow this way. Very amazing. Like biology is very amazing. Okay, somebody touch on the hormone like him. Okay, you have to play around with different synthetic or natural growing rooting hormone. These are natural rooting hormone.
Oh.
These are synthetic. Okay, the synthetics are different names like IBA, NAA. They are similar to the IAA, like in the chemistry structure, but they are synthetic. How they work, you have to try. Okay, I don't have success with this liquid. This is liquid. I don't from Home Depot. I don't see it working for me. All right. So among these natural rooting hormones, anyone have tried any?
Cinnamon.
Yes. Cinnamon, does it work?
Yeah.
It works.
I don't know. I just pour the cinnamon in the water and it roots.
Okay, okay, that's good. That's good.
Alright.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, maybe next time have a control.
Yeah.
One with water, cinnamon. No, I'm not. That's good job. Excellent job. Yes.
Excellent.
Excellent job. Cinnamon actually has a antifungal property. So if your rooting, your stems tends to rot in water, adding cinnamon will lower the chance of rotting.
Yeah, I was going to say the aspirin basically is to kill the bacteria.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So some of these natural things, like people just maybe, people
What is
I don't know, their superstitions or something.
so
Yes.
what is ACV?
Apple cider.
Oh yeah, apple cider
Ah.
vinegar. Sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
So-
apple cider vinegar can do it.
Most of them are kind of like, what do you do with the onion? Do you crush it? And then put-
Yeah, you chop it in half and smear the juice, or you can
Yeah.
squeeze it, whatever. Basically, just the juice.
Okay.
Some people on YouTube don't believe it. They put it in the onion, like they stick the stamp in it. Not true. Like, I said it before. People are growing bananas from a whole banana.
Yeah.
Those are fake. It doesn't work. Now, but the only thing actually I think will work is willow. Willow has been used as a rooting hormone before. Like you take a bark of a branch, and then just pound it and get the juice. You can actually do it. That's more believable.
How about cinnamon? Like, do you pound it and then?
No, you just
Because
dissolve
it's
in
not
water.
Powder.
It's powder.
Uh,
Cinnamon powder.
Well, what we
cinnamon
usually
powder.
do, I was going to do a demonstration. You just do the cutting, and you dip it in the
Cinnamon powder.
rooting
Cinnamon powder.
liquid or the powder, and you leave this thing with the powder for maybe 2 minutes, and then you stick it in the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's easy. Hey, do you know what this is, you guys?
Cactus plant.
A
What
dragon- Sorry, I'm just kidding.
These are night blooming cereus.
Oh yeah, the
Night flower, yeah. If you guys want some, I can give you some if you want. Oh, before you do
This is
the
also an indoor for here, right?
indoor, yes. Now, this is my cheap pruner because I always keep losing them. But when you go around, cut, make sure you sanitize your cutter. Okay, like it's important because the bacteria, whatever fungus will get into the plants. So for these benefits of the cutting and also the mother plants, like you don't want your neighbor's plant to die, so you clean your shears or pruner.
So even if you prune your own stuff,
Yes.
before you go from trees plant to plant, you need to,
Exactly, that's
okay,
the
then
best.
you pass your stuff to-
Exactly, that's the best way.
It's
Yes,
like doing surgery.
similar.
So sensitive. Like today I came back. I come back.
keep back my plants
After
for
5
all.
days.
They weren't killed by me. I just came back yesterday.
5 days you will not.
Okay. So we talk about sanitizing the tools,
Water for
the
you.
timing, okay, to do cutting, rooting, right stem where you have I have this. So this is like you know what this is? Grape. Yeah, this is a grapevine
Yeah.
from Michael's house. So just to give you an example, you don't root this brown woody
Is there?
part.
That's dead.
It's not that it doesn't have the growth or the energy.
Right.
It is good plant, but it's not doesn't have the chance of like growth sprouting. Okay, so for grapes, I'm not going to sanitize, but if you cut, you can cut in the middle, and then when you're home, before you put the rooting hormone, you cut on just under the node. But for grape, they actually have more success if you chop it here close to the old branch, because you can see that they actually have a bit of a node, a very strong node here, and you can pass it along. And that is actually where a lot of the roots will come out if you plant it that way.
Maybe in a
I've got an ivy that's a very old one.
Ivy, yeah.
Ivy, then, or money plant they call it.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know, was cutting all, or they asked me to cut the few to plant. I cut, and they all die on me. I thought they are so easy to plant, money plant,
I don't know. Maybe the age of the plant or
Yes,
something. I don't know.
When you remove the leaves,
Yeah,
How
I
do
will
you
remove the
Then
leaves.
you
Yeah.
remove all
but
the
you
leaves.
remove, but you don't cut away the nodes, right?
You don't cut away the nodes.
Just-
You just cut it before the
Okay.
nodes. Yeah. Yes.
How deep do you have to bury them in the ground?
Yes,
Like
you
two-
bury in the ground two nodes deep.
Two nodes.
Yeah, so you take a cutting of 4 nodes,
Okay.
and then you bury 2 nodes, right? Sometimes, also go by length, like 8 inches to 12 inches long. That's all. Don't be so greedy to say I want a huge tree that roots right away and now no.
That's what I was. My
No.
question is like, what if you
No.
go 5, 6 nodes?
No,
It's like,
no. The more chance is actually have a thicker
Very big.
branch,
Yes.
but that's still green
So the
though.
trend
Like,
is-
That's so green now.
yeah, still green. Like, unfortunately, the type of grape that they have is like a skinny grape. They don't have thick branches. Like some grapes are quite thick, like could be like that. But this one is a condor, so concord. So they don't. I was looking and they don't have green branch that is thick. So I just settle with this. Okay, and here is also a fig. Okay. Now again,
It's brown.
like if you're gonna take a cutting, you can actually notice this is all brown,
Yeah,
and then it stops here,
right.
right? You see,
Yes.
like all brown and stops here. It means this was last year's growth.
Mm.
Right? There's a whole bunch of rings around here, and this is this year's growth. So when you do your cutting, I will chop it just before this. Include that ring, and then put this in the ground. Try to propagate, and the
take
leaves
out
I'll
all
take
the
out.
leaves.
The leaf
I'll take out all the leaves.
and
Yeah.
make tea out.
Yeah. Yes. You actually, if you know European or Spanish people, Dutch people, they make roll, like some cabbage roll or something like that. Yeah, with vine leaf as well. So I will do say maybe like this, and then here like this,
Wow.
and just plant hormone angle.
Slant angle?
Angle, not necessarily. People do the angle cut just so that they know which size up, right? The bottom one is slant cut, but it's okay. Just like that, dip in the rooting hormone, wait for maybe 2 minutes, and put it in the soil. And I would dig a hole first and push it in, because if you push it in, it will lose a lot of the hormone, right?
Oh, I
So
see.
just open up the hole and put it in.
But I've got a fig tree.
Yeah,
Like the side came out like I think 2-3
branch
branches
Yeah.
are babies just
Yeah,
off the main
on the ground.
on the ground.
Yeah, those are called suckers.
But
You
then-
you can
Well,
they don't
grow
have
it. My
roots.
husband took it out.
Yeah, they have
And
roots.
put on a big pot. I don't know, put a big
Yeah,
pot.
sometimes they have roots.
I think 2 died and 1
Yeah,
may be
or
surviving.
you can ground layer. Just push it down.
Oh.
Use a piece of rock to
I
hold it
see.
down in the
Oh,
ground,
I see.
and next year they will have roots.
Thank you.
So does the age of the tree transmit to that small plant as well?
Yes, yes. So this branch,
Yes.
if they are successful, maybe you will have fruits in 2 years. It's a little small, but 2 years it will have fruits.
Not
Wow.
next year.
Next year too small, still too small.
I
It
had
might.
I had it in the first year,
Yeah, it might.
5 fruits, but then before they mature, they all drop
Dry,
off.
yeah.
So I
Mm.
treat it as first offering.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
from you.
No,
I know
Yeah,
that's
that-
from Jacob.
Kim has a good point.
I brought it for you.
If you propagate like fruit tree, the flower for next year is already in here, right? So when this one rooted and grow, the flower may still bloom, but you don't want it. It won't support it, right?
Oh,
And
I
it will,
see.
as you said, they will drop off. So I would just cut off the flower and let them focus the energy in growing the roots. If you have good roots, you can support a bigger tree. Okay? Yeah, don't be greedy.
no, I treat it as a first offering to the Lord, right?
Amen. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. So some of the examples, this is the growing tip of the microscope of the roots. So this is where the auxins are, and the different. Like this is rooting in water. Do you change the water in those phases?
No.
You don't.
I do
No.
after
Yeah.
a few days.
You don't.
No.
I thought you
Come
have
slime.
to change some
You
of them.
should
right? So
change them.
Yeah,
Because it smells too.
Yeah, depends.
because
Like
they would have used
No,
up whatever.
cinnamon doesn't smell.
yeah.
If you
Oh
put
yeah,
cinnamon
mine is
in
the
it,
onion
cinnamon
smell.
was
Onion.
nice.
Onions, of course, it's not.
Onion, I know.
But then it will kill the bacteria in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh, cactus.
Kim,
I've got so many.
you have the example.
Yeah.
I've got my big
Yeah.
pot of cactus is growing. Wow.
Yeah, they're
Like this
aloe.
way, and I haven't,
Yeah, yeah.
But how can you differentiate an aloe that is eatable, drinkable, than those that is just?
I think most aloes are edible.
Is that right?
don't know.
There's no
But these
differentiation.
kinds are edible. Like there are some other kinds that's more thorny. I don't know. But when you go to these Vietnamese stores, they have these as a leaf. They sell the leaves, right? Those
Yeah,
are
but-
edible.
But the time that it's been harvested
I know, to ship here.
and shipped here,
Yeah, I
all the
know.
nutrients
I
are all
know.
gone.
I know.
It has to
I know.
be eaten
I know.
within 24 hours.
Yeah.
Will it be dangerous? I've got some really big ones and a lot of babies sprouting. Like
Yeah.
I haven't actually. Can I cut it and then slice it and
Yeah, eat it.
boil it?
Put it,
No,
you
don't
don't boil it. Like, you
No?
put it in a smoothie or something.
Oh.
Yeah. Usually you blend it with some juice or yeah. And I think the best way is to serve it to your husband.
Yeah. With ice
First.
cream.
Let them try.
Use it as a guinea pig. is it?
But one important point is that aloes absorb the toxins from
Toxins,
the
yes.
air.
Yes, yes.
So if they are the ones that absorb the toxins from the air, you won't want to be eating the plant, isn't it?
They all everything
Mm, you want
absorbed.
That
Yeah. That's why you plant aloe in the house so that
to
it
purify the air.
purify the air.
It's
I'm just wondering about
It's,
that.
I give you an extreme example. Do you know in Japan they like these what you call those, these mushroom, masaki, masaki some mushroom. Those very expensive mushroom in the Japanese store.
Yes.
How they find out to eat that mushroom is this is maybe a rumor, is that after the American dropped the 2 bombs in Hiroshima and whatever, like all the wealthy people obviously left the area, and but the poor people cannot leave, so they stay around. They are damaged, whatever, and they're poor and they are hungry, and they saw these whatever, something.
Shiitake.
Not similar to shiitake, but start with M.
Masuki,
These whatever mushroom, they eat it. And the mushroom has a property of also purifying the soil. They take out the toxins, and that's why they can grow in this polluted environment. And then people find out that these poor people actually don't have a lot of cancer.
Oh wow.
After obviously the worst people die, right?
Yeah.
These people can survive. They don't have this lingering cancer or problem as the wealthy people. The wealthy people actually have a lot of toxins and cancer. So that's how they are eating this. So my question going back to you is like, I know plants can extract new toxins from the environment. Like another example is sunflower. They actually extract the toxins in the soil. But can you eat the sunflower seeds? No problem.
Yeah.
Because my understanding is they actually take the toxins and make it inert. If not, their plant would die too, right? So they have some way of changing it, digesting it, and then put it somewhere, and actually
Interesting.
purify the environment to have less toxin. So I don't know. I'm not a expert. I cannot say still eat the aloe or whatever. I don't know, but there are examples that actually plants actually still come out clean and not get polluted. So you have to find out. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry.
So aloe is very easy to propagate. You have too many.
She doesn't
No,
I
I
have
mean,
lots.
since I moved,
Yeah.
all my propagation of my aloes just don't survive. I'm not too sure because
Yeah.
it's not set
I'll
to
give you
the
6 months.
environment.
Yeah. So the other ones are easy. Is like these puffles. I'm sure you guys have lots at home. They're easy, and these are the succulents. Okay, that's it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. So I hope I encourage you to go propagate, multiply, and be blessed.
Yeah, what to learn about is the age of the plant.
Yeah.
Propagate to transfer the age.
Wonderful.
But the age is the young age.
Yeah.
Old guy like me don't know. Too woody. Yeah. What
But
else?
we are being renewed every day
Excellent. That's
by
right.
the Lord.
Amen.
by the
Amen.
Christ. So
Amen.
So cannot propagate the woody one. First year I cut all the grape,
Yeah, the big ones.
all the sticks I poke into the ground. Hey, nothing is
No.
growing.
Yeah. Okay. I also have this example of my pear tree.
Oh, nice.
Now, pear tree.
Strong.
So if you go to not Asian pear, the ballet
Ballet
pear.
pear.
If you go to Home Depot now, all the fruit trees are on sale. Apples and pears and some peaches. So this peach was too tall. I just chopped the top and then planted these guys. So looks like it's doing
pear
okay.
tree.
Pear trees.
Yes.
Not Asian. Yeah, I peach also.
So when do you propagate for fruit? After the
It should be in the
harvested?
spring. Should be in the spring.
Oh, so
Yeah, here I'm just doing as an example. They will still grow, but probably the branch, the sprout will not make it. It's
So
too
unless
cold.
you bring it all
Or
indoors,
inside, yeah.
right?
Greenhouse.
Yeah,
If you
but
put it
just an
inside, there's
example.
no sun.
They are going into
Garage.
dormant anyway. But the reason why you want to put it inside is because these shoots will not tolerate the cold temperature. And they not only die, they may even rot. So then it will kill the branch. Right? So just something to bear in mind.
So whatever we try now, the best is put in a pot so they can bring in during the
Yes,
winter.
yes, like this. Like you don't mind putting them all together. It takes at least 6 months.
No.
6 months to make sure they root. So I would not do anything even in the spring. Like maybe by fall next year, I will dump the whole soil out and gently see if there is roots, because the roots might be break apart if you pull them out.
Yes.
These are very tender roots. Like
Right.
you don't pull it out, you just dump it and loosen it and see if you can survive.
So for the watering, do we do the bottom up?
Sure,
watering?
yeah, that doesn't hurt. Like you just put your finger or check by weight, see, and you could cover it up, like especially in the first few days, first 2 weeks or so, cover it up, so the moisture can stay inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Okay.
Never
Yeah.
Want to propagate.
Roy, you have any other like he is a avid gardener. He's dream Roy, yes. He, yeah, he and maybe
Well,
up and coming. Like he had a dream of having a farm.
I'm only successful on rose plant, which
Okay.
is basically like what you
Rose is hard. Rose is hard. Yeah.
But I think I learned from you better because
Yeah.
I didn't notice the node.
Yes.
But I do notice that if you have a bigger stem plant, the plants are generally better.
Exactly. Yes.
Correct.
Stronger.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also
of course,
one
the
thing-
other one I
yeah.
tried to plant the fig tree from
Uh-huh.
Peggy's tree.
So
I cut a few, it all died. So now
this one.
I didn't do like what you did.
This is from.
Okay.
And also one trick I forgot is like you also have to
Scrape off
no
the
peel off.
bleed the bleed.
Yeah, peel off this. You don't cut on the nodes, but
Yeah.
cut on the side.
Bleed the
So
skin. Basically, you're
your
bleeding the
cadmium,
Cadmium
cadmium layer is exposed.
Yeah.
That's the growing layer. Your roots will come out. So do a little peel off the skin a bit,
So
but
for
not the
everything-
woody part.
For the rest as
Yeah.
well. right?
And sanitize your knife.
Just
Sanitize your
Yeah.
life.
Yeah, sanitize.
That part I don't do.
Anything.
Yeah. Okay, that's it.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Wonderful lessons. I learned a lot.
Yeah, I enjoy myself.